Hello everyone, good evening. Can you confirm? Audible or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, where we stopped in the last session? Last session, what we discussed. So, let me open the Jupyter notebook. Everyone knows right how to install the notebook. If you don't know, okay, see that video. Still, if you face some issues, let me know. Okay? So, open command prompt. Okay. So I'm going to write some code. Just you can tell me what was the output of it. Now in the Jupyter notebook only I'm going to write the code. Just you can tell. Tell me if I write like print location. What happened? If I write like print LOC, what happened? What was the output?
LOC not defined.
LOC name not recognized.
Okay, the exact error message is like what? Name LOC is not defined or not. Okay, how to fix this issue? Name LOC is not defined. How to fix this issue? Come on, I want like okay, I want the output is like Mumbai. So how we can fix this issue? Tell me.
LOC equal to Mumbai.
LOC equals to Mumbai. Like this, you can write it or not. Now you can get the LOC is like Mumbai or not. Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Now print list. Print list. What is the output? Print list. What is the output? Hmm?
List is not defined.
This list is not defined. Okay. Any other? It is not gives me any error. Why? It's not gives me any error. Why? That is the question. Okay. Very simple. Say, whenever you executed this statement, first it is recognized this one like a value or it is like a variable. First question. Python recognized LOC as like a value na as like a variable, as like a reference. Come on, first question. Whenever you execute this statement, Python recognized this LOC like a variable or like a value.
Variable.
Like
Variable.
a variable. If I write like this,
Value.
it is like a value or not. Okay, now it is like a variable. So first it is going to check, is this variable defined by you or not? Defined first time, you defined or not defined? If you
Defined.
define, that's okay. If you're not defined, you can get the error, right? What is the error? For example, like this. Runs defined or not defined?
Not.
Not defined.
Not defined. So what is the error you can get it?
Name runs.
Runs
Name
Not
runs
is
not
defined.
not
defined. But
defined.
here what happened, first it is going to check it is defined by you or not. Another check also there in between what this particular runs defined by Python people or not. That means it's a predefined member or not. Two checks. First runs defined by you or not. First runs defined by you or not. Come on, you not defined. Next check is what? What is the next check? If you not define, it is not throw an error. What is the next check?
Predefined or not.
It is defined by Python people or not. Okay. If it is not defined by you, at the same time, it is not defined by the Python people. Then that time only you can get this error. What is that error? Name runs not defined. Understood? Now print list. You said like what? Name list is not defined. Okay. As far as the assumption, it's okay, fine. But first, it is going to check list is a variable or a value. First question. List is a reference
Variable.
or it is a value?
Reference.
It's a reference. Okay. It is a variable, you can say. Is this variable defined by you or not? Okay. This particular member, this particular reference defined by you or not? Tell me. Reference
Not
defined by
defined.
you or not? No. If you not define, immediately it's not through an error. It is going to check, is it defined by Python people or not? Now tell me, you not defined, but you not get the error. Okay, that means this is
Python.
defined by the Python people or not. The members which are defined by the Python people, we can say simply terminology wise, those are already defined, right? So can I say like a predefined members? Can I say like what? Predefined members. Yes or no? Agreed with me? Okay. Now I'm going to write one statement. Just you can tell me, is it valid or not? Okay. If I run this one, will it work or not work? Come on. Is it
But
gives me any
Not
error?
work.
Is it gives me any error? Tell me. Is it gives me any error? No,
no.
right? First
No,
check
sir.
No.
is what? Tell me. List now variable or a reference. Okay, if that means value or reference. Come on. Line
Reference.
number 8, reference. That
Reference.
is defined by you or not?
Yes.
Yes. If it is defined by you,
Yes, sir.
your value printed or not. If it is not defined by you, then the time go to where? Next
Python
check is
people are
what?
defined.
Python. Is Python
Python.
people defined or not? If they also not defined, then that time what is the error? You can get it. This error you can get it or not. If the Python people defined, yes, Python, whatever they defined, that value you can see or not. Who get the first preference? Yours. If it is not, go
Python.
to Python. Okay, still not there, you can get the error or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay then. The next one. Tell me some keywords what you know. Tell me some keywords what you know. Yesterday we discussed it, right? Tell me some
Yeah.
keywords what you know.
Else if
If, else,
The
if,
for,
else
elif,
Elif, okay.
for while
or violet,
the
break,
def,
continue,
Okay.
def,
try, expert,
global
These
lambda
all are like,
and
okay.
price.
class
These all are like
keywords.
come
reservoirs
under reserved
keywords.
words or not. Okay. Can I use reserved words as like a variable names or method name, whatever it is? Can I use the reserved words as like a okay, as like a variable names or like a method names or function names? Is it like valid approach? No, right? Okay, can I write like for equals to something like such? Is it valid or invalid?
Invalid.
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 What exactly the error was?
For is a keyword.
Error is a
Reserve.
keyword. Next,
Keywords should not used in variable.
keyword should not use. First thing is like it is a syntax error or not. You not follow the guidelines, right? You not follow the guidelines or not. Yes or no? What is my guideline? What is my guideline? Keyword should not use like a variable names. If you not follow the guidelines, then the type it gives me what? A syntax error or not. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It gives me syntax error. So the error is what? Syntax error, invalid syntax. That's it. Okay. Okay, then the next one. What happened? If I write like this. Tell me what output you can get it. What output you can get it. Hmm? What output you can get it. If I run this one, what is my output? If I run this one, what is my output? Hmm?
Invalid.
Invalid syntax, huh?
Yes, sir.
Invalid syntax. Say syntactically it is valid or not. Variable name, variable value. What's wrong with this one syntactically? Syntactically it's 100% correct. But come to the variable value. Okay, it is directly value or reference. Huh?
Value.
It is
Valid.
value reference, value or reference.
Value.
No, no. So variable value only. This section is like variable value. But if you see like SSS, it's like a okay, directly string that kind of value, or it is not that kind of. If I write like this, your approach is okay. This is like a value only. Directly, it's a string value. If I write like this, it is not a string. Then the time it is like what? It is refers some value or not. Like that, Python is going to think. Now it is refers to which value. If you want to know, first of all, this SSS is defined or not defined. It is going to check or not. Is my SSS is defined? Come on. Is my SSS is defined or not defined? Not
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 defined.
defined.
Okay,
Not
you
defined.
not defined. Let's go to where? If you not defined, that's okay, fine. Go to next level is what? Python people. Is my
Python.
Python people defined or not defined? If they
Not
defined, you can get this error. No, right? No. They also not defined. So you not defined, Python people also not defined. Finally, you can get this error message
yes.
or not. Now, here I'm going to write some code. Hmm. What is my runs?
100.
100.
My runs are what? Okay, there is no error, nothing. My runs are 100 only, right?
100.
My runs are like 100 only. Why? See, from here it is going to check. SS is like 100. It is valid syntax or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Valid.
Valid.
variable name, variable value. Don't think more. Okay, the name is like syntactically character it is going to accept or not. 100% valid. So come to this one. Runs SSS. This part, it's a value or reference.
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 Friend.
Okay, now it is going to check. Yes, 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 reference somewhere declared or not declared. Yes,
Declared.
declared by you.
Yes.
So that value plays here or not. So finally, my runs are like what? 100 or not? Understood? Agreed, everyone? Hello, okay?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, we can come back again. No issues. Okay, first phase, how to create the variable. We learn. The next, first phase of how to create the functions we learn, and again we can come back to variables. Okay, next phase like that. Okay, basics. Yesterday we discussed about functions also, right? Can I create a new notebook for the functions? Okay, how we can create a new notebook, Jupyter notebook? Go to file, go to new. Can I write like a notebook? What is the name you want me to give? Say, okay, select it, kernel. Okay, what is the name you want me to give? Untitled is there, right? Click on it. Now it allows you to give the name. Can I give the name is like functions? Can I give the name is like functions? Okay, na? Can I do rename? Yes. Yesterday we discussed it, right? How to create a function. The next one is like before that, why we go for the functions. Okay, in Python, if you define a function, okay, how we can use it, how we can get the services from the function, all this stuff we discussed or not. First one, tell me any one of you. Why we go for functions? Why we go for functions? Why we go for functions? Yesterday's requirement, the same requirement you
Set
can
off.
explain today. Come on. One person is there. He want to find the sum of 10, 20. So how we can find the sum of 10, 20? N1 value and N2 value. My sum equals to N1 plus N2 and here print the sum. Syntactically 100% valid or not? Yes or no? Syntactically 100% valid or not. So n1 equals to 10, n2 equals to 20, and created one more variable and print that particular variable sum or not. Yes or no? Now the second one, second person also require the same stuff, requires the same functionality. He also want to find the sum of 10, 20, 10, 20. Like this 10 members are there, for example. Okay, now tell me, 10 members also can write the code like this, no problem. But if you write the code like this, is it the recommended way of writing the code or not? 200%, it's not. Why? Why? Come on. Why? Because first person write 4 lines of code, the second person write, okay, first person written like 4 lines of code, second person also written how many lines? 4 lines. But here, these 4 lines is like duplicate lines or not? So these duplicate lines, 4 lines, how many times you repeat it? Okay, 10 times you repeated or not. So you written like 40 lines of code, but in the code, if you observe, 4 lines you repeated like what, 10 times or not. So you written like a duplicate code or not. Any programming language you can take it, duplicate code. Writing the duplicate code is not a recommended one or not. Yes or no? Okay, now you can tell how we can overcome this problem. Output should be, first person should get like 30, second person also should get like 30 only, 10 members should get the output is like 30 only. Tell me. Come on, I want to avoid the duplicate code, writing the duplicate code or not. I want to avoid that one. I want to overcome that problem. At the same time, okay, output should not change. This guy also get the same 30, this guy also get the same 30, like that. So first thing I want to achieve like, okay, whatever you written like duplicate code, I don't want to do it like this. I want to write one time, I want to reuse it. That is the first thing. Okay, code reusability. How it is possible? Code reusability, first thing. Code reusability. Can I write the code, okay, in come on, in one function? Can I call that function wherever you want? Like that, can I reuse that code or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you know that statement, I can write some code, some function. Okay, inside that function, some 4 lines of code in this case, I can write it. I can use that 4 lines of code wherever I want. Yes, I can do like that. But here the problem is I don't know how to create the function in Python. So first thing, what you should learn now, how to create the function in Python or not. Yes or no? How to create the function in Python. If you are like a Java programmer, okay, how to create a functions in Java also you should have to learn JavaScript, same like that. So my question is how to create a function in Python. So tell me how we can create. By using which keyword we can create the function in Python?
Def.
Def.
def is the keyword or not? It's a predefined keyword. Syntactically, how it is looks like? Def, your function name, and then function representation, and my function should contains, okay, some statements, okay, which represent some functionality or not. So, so in Python, this particular function, okay, how we can represent the statements to this particular function, how we can represent the statements. Yesterday we discussed, right? In Python, if you want to write some block of statements, in Python you have to keep one of the symbol, like what, colon symbol or not. Once you written colon symbol, after that whatever the statements you written with the indentation, those statements come under this particular block or not. This colon we can say like a block. If it is like sometimes if, we can use like if block, while, for, all are like blocks only. Here in this case my function block start from here or not. Inside that function, how many statements you want me to write? How
Oh,
many statements? 4 statements or not? But whenever you return the statements inside the block, you should have to follow what? You should have to follow the come on, follow the indentation or not. Indentation is nothing but you should have to use like, okay, 4 spaces or 1 tab you can use it. Okay na? So once you written the code, by following the indentation, that code come under this block or not. This block is belongs to which function? That function name you can mention. This is the syntax for create a function in Python or not. So can we write that function? Tell me how we can write it. Def is the keyword. Next, come on, def is the keyword. Next, function
Function
name.
name.
Okay, what is my function name? That can be any name you can give it, but naming
Fun-
convention wise you have to use like proper name. Next, the function representation. Next, come on,
Colon.
function body.
Colon.
Okay, inside the body I want to write some block of statements. In Python, how we can represent the block? Colon. After that, say this. If I click on enter, it is automatically click like what? 4 spaces or not. Here I want to write like n1 equals to 10, no? N2 equals to 20, sum equals to n1 plus n2, and print sum. Done? Yes or no? Now, if I run this one, syntactically 100% valid or not? Yes or no? Now, if I remove this one, if I run this one, what happened? If I run this one, what happened? Come on,
Error.
which error? You can get like which error? Come on, syntax error or not? Because whenever you define a function, the function representation should be like what? Mandatory or not? But you missed that function representation or not. That's the reason it gives me a syntax error or not. It gives me a syntax error. Okay, now I'm going to write like this. Is it valid or invalid? Hmm? Is it like valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid. Why you said like invalid? What is the reason?
Don't follow indentation.
You don't follow the indentation. Okay. So, what could be the error message first? Is it like syntax error or something else? Is it like syntax error or something else? Okay, then. Now, I'm going to run this one. You can see the message and you can explain what happened. Hmm? Okay, it is not gives me any error. Now, I'm going to write something like this. Okay, na? See, why here not error? We'll see. Okay, now if I run this one, what happened? Think the basics very important. Come on. If I run this one, what happened? No? Okay, I'm going to run this one. Why this error? Why this error?
Name not defined.
Why?
Result not defined.
Very simple reason. Yeah. See, it is not a syntax error. First, you define a function sum. First statement followed the indentation or not? Tell me. Yes. So n110 inside function block. N2 inside the function block. Result inside the function block. So up to here, this is my function or not? Agreed? Everyone okay? My function has how many statements? My function has how many statements here?
Statements.
3 statements or not. Okay, those all are like followed the indentation. So you defined a function, that's it. That's okay. This one is not a function. Okay, this is not inside the function. This is not inside the function. It is like an individual statement or not. Print result is my result is like defined anywhere. See, result defined inside the sum, but I am using outside. Outside is my result defined outside or not? Tell me, is my result defined or not defined? Outside the function, is it defined or not? No. So that you can get like a name result is not found or not. Okay. Now, can anyone answer this question? Is it valid or invalid? Hmm. Is it valid or invalid? Hmm?
Invalid.
Why invalid? Come on, many people respond.
Name Sachin is not defined.
Sachin, first of all, tell me, is it like value or reference?
Value.
Then, if it is
Reference
like
and
value directly printed or not, so there is no error, nothing. Sachin directly printed or not? Yes or no? Agree with me? Come on. Okay. Okay. Then. Now tell me, is it valid or invalid? Tell me.
Invalid.
Invalid. Why?
Sum not called.
Some not found. See this. Some is there. Some defined or not defined. Some is a reference. Okay. Now you have to change your statement slightly. Okay. So far I said like some is like a variable, variable, variable like that, right? It's a value or variable. I said right. Now first, okay, this is like a value or not? Tell me. Value na? Not. Print sum. Sum is a value or not? It is not
Not.
the value. It is a reference, right? It refers what? One function or not? Yes or no? So that print sum is what? One function, right? Sum reference already defined. This time my sum is what? My reference is what? My sum refers to what? A function or not? So sum there or not there? Tell me. Sum there or not there?
There.
There. Okay. What is my sum? It is a function. So that the function printed or not. Understood? Now onwards, my
Understood.
statement is what? Is a reference or it is a value. Reference means it may refer to variable, it may refer to one function also or not. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Agreed everyone? Okay. Okay then. The next one. What happened?
indentation.
If I run this one, what happened? Okay, now see this. In between, if you not follow the indentation, remaining if you follow, then that time you can get like what? Directly indentation error or not. Last statement, no problem. Not last statement, no problem. It's like treat like a separate statement. But here you followed, okay, one statement. Here not followed, remaining you follow. Here indentation required or not required? Tell me, required or not required? Okay, actually not required, but still you are following the indentation. Why I need that indentation? If it is inside the black, then only follow the indentation, but it is not inside the black. So that it gives me what? Indentation error or not. Agree with me or not?
Yes, sir.
Now you should have to answer this question, okay? Now, it is valid or invalid? First question. Syntactically, I'm asking. Syntactically, it is valid or invalid? Syntactically valid or invalid? Valid, right? You define a function which contains how many statements in the block? My function contains any number of statements, one statement, that's okay, fine. Here you not follow the indentation, remaining also not follow the indentation. Those are like not inside the function, outside the function or not. Done. If I run this one, okay, error tell me, exact error. Hmm? Exact error. Hmm? Here the function defined, okay, leave that one, define a function. Here you create a variable n2 equals to 20. Here result equals to n1 plus n2. N1 there or not there? Tell me. N1 defined or not defined? Outside. I am using outside. Outside the function, N1 defined or not defined? Outside this function, N1 defined or not defined?
Not defined.
Not defined. So N1 is not available. If the N1 is not available, what is the error? You can get it. Name N1 is not defined or not. Me. Okay. So for good. Okay. Okay then. Now, if I run this one, what is the output? If I click on this run cell, output is what? One is like error, another one is like 30, another one is like no, nothing. Come on. Oh, no. Hmm? Don't know. Simple.
Yes.
Hmm? Error 30, nothing is going to print. Why? First thing, it is like any error, that means any syntax error. Tell me. DF sum block of statements with indentation. No, no, there is no error, nothing. There is no error, nothing. Why it is not print? Why not 30? You have the statements inside the function, outside the function. You have the statements inside the function or outside the function? Inside the function, right? If the statements are inside the function, when those statements are executed, whenever
Call,
you
calling.
call
All
a
the
function
function.
or not, whenever you call the function, that's it. So am I called this function? No, right? That's the reason. Okay, it gives me okay nothing. Okay, you defined a function, that's it. No syntax error, nothing. Okay, now if I run this one, what is the output?
Invalid.
Invalid, no. Next. Any other answers? Don't think more. See this. Very simple. You are trying to access SUM, right? It is a reference or it is a value? Tell me. It is a reference.
Reference.
It's a reference. First,
Reference.
if it is like a reference, it is going to check the reference, okay, the sum defined by you or not. Tell me. You define it, right? The reference sum pointing to one function or not. There or not there, sum. Sum there or not there?
There.
There. If
There.
the sum is there, that value only printed or not? What is my sum? My sum is a function or not? Yes or no? No.
Yes, sir.
My sum is a function. Okay. Now, if you want to execute the function body, what you have to do? You said you have to call a function. So any programming language you can take it. If you want to call a function, how we can call with the name, you can call it. What is the name of the function?
Sum.
Sum. You can call it. Now the statements, how many are there, those statements got executed, and you can get the output is like 30 or not. Understood? Now you define a function. Now you can ask the first person call that particular find sum. My function name is what now? Find sum. You can call it. You can ask second person also call it. You can ask remaining 8 members also call that function. Now tell me what you achieved. How many times you written the code? How many times you written the code? These 4 lines. Only one time. In the past, how many times you written? 10 times. That means you achieved, okay, you avoid the duplicate code or not. Okay, you created a function, okay, with these 4 statements only. You can call this function wherever you want. That means one is like first thing is what you achieved. Okay, you avoid the writing duplicate code. Yes or no? Now, you defined a function. That functionality you can use in how many places you want, that many places you can reuse it or not. If you want to reuse the functionality, then that time you can go with what? Functions or not. Yes or no? Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
All are okay? Okay then. Now, this stuff just forgot about this one, what we discussed so far. Okay, with your clean mind, somewhere if you see this statement, what do you think about A? Somewhere, okay, if you see this statement in your mind, what it is running? Hmm? Come on, any programming language you can take it. If you see this syntax, if you see this statement, what do you think? What is running in your mind?
Yeah.
Calling a calling function a or not? Yes or no? Calling a function. Okay, whose name is like what? Whose name is what? A or not? Yes or no? That is only thing, right? In your mind, it's going to run. Yes or no? By seeing this one. Agree with me? Come on. Okay, it is not for Python. Any programming language you can take it. If you see this statement, yes, 100% you are calling a function. Yes, no? Okay. Here, how many sections are there? I want to divide like 2 sections. Okay, na? I want to divide like 2 sections. Okay. Okay, then. Now, you are calling a function, right? See this. This is the function called representation, right? Function you are calling. If you want to call like this, if you want to call like this, if you want to call like this, the x should be what? If you want to call it, then x should be what? Come on, what you can call? You are calling, you are
Function
calling,
name.
you are calling. You are calling what? A function. So my
Function.
x should be what?
Enroll.
A function, right? Yeah, reference only. My x is a function or not. Functions only we can call it or not. Yes or no? Wherever you see the code like this, we have 2 sections. The last one is like what? Calling. What you can call? Simple question. Function. So you are calling y means my y should be what?
Function.
Function or not? Function should be a function. Okay, na? I'm going to write some statement. You only answer it. Okay. See, with clean mind. Okay, just think and tell. If I run this one, exact error message is what?
Function
Come
is
on.
not defined.
If I run this one, exact error message tell me. Hmm? My output is like A is not defined. Can anyone at least now tell me, explain why this error message is like A is not defined? Simple,
Jaws
right?
are also not create and Python also not.
Yeah, here two sections, na? Okay, first section is this one, na? Second section is this one. When it is go to the second one, if the first one is like no error, right? First, the section is what? A. A reference. There are not there are. A reference. There are not there are. Tell me. Come on.
Not there.
A, you defined a no. Python also not defined. So that what is the error? A is not
Maybe.
defined or not. Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Don't worry. Now you can answer it. Okay. The exact answer you have to tell. Tell me what happened. Hmm? Exact answer. Hmm?
10.
10. 10. No. Error. What is the error? Okay. X is not callable. Is not callable. Now you can at least explain. Okay, no problem. How many sections we have? Come on. How many sections? Two sections. Okay, two sections. First section is what? Come on, X.
Lessons.
X defined or not defined? It's a reference. This X reference defined or not defined? Tell me.
Defined.
Defined.
It's defined. Perfect. What is the value?
10.
10.
10. It is which type?
Int.
Int.
Integer. Perfect. This is an integer. Okay, na? Okay. Now you can combine it. Already I told you. Line number 18 only, if you see, what do you think in your mind? Just now you said, okay, you are calling a function so that your calling means the prefix should be which type? Should be which type?
Function.
Function. But the actual is which type?
Int.
Integer.
Integer. So is my int is a callable? What I can call? What I can call? Functions I can call. But the integer values, integer object is not what? Is not callable. My
Callable.
x is not a function. My x is what? A integer. Integer object, how I can call it? What I can call? Functions I can call, but my x is not a function, right? So that you can get the error is like what? Integer object
Is not callable.
is not callable or not. Agree? One.
Settle 1 second.
Second. Okay. Again, I'm going to
Settle
give
1
one
second.
more example. Tell me the answer.
String object is not callable.
Perfect. Okay. Why? Same story. Define. Okay. Split like two sections. Okay. Na? First section is what? Tell me. Name.
Function.
Name defined or not defined?
Defined.
Defined.
Defined. With which value?
Int.
String
String
value.
value.
It's a string. Perfect. Okay. If you combined both, now you can combine. Now you are doing what? Calling something or not. You are calling means the prefixes should be what? What you can call?
Function.
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 So my name I am expecting as a function, but you received what? Function or string?
String.
String.
String. Is my string is like callable? No, right?
No.
String object is not callable.
Callable.
Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay then. What is that? Come on, you should have to tell.
Z
Come on,
is not
fast.
defined.
Yeah, that is not defined. Two sections. We think more. Two sections. Z. First one Z. Defined or not defined? Check it.
Not
Not
defined.
Not
defined.
defined. Python has any predefined variable name is Z? No.
No.
Okay. If it is not, then the time Z is not defined. It's not think about the next part. Okay, na? Agreed, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay, then. So, remaining things we'll see. Okay, in the next session. Okay? I'm going to upload this video. Just you can practice. First, practice all this stuff.
Okay.
Okay, then. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.